Hey guys, and welcome to this next installment of Living Literature. Look, before I do anything, I want to reach out, say thank you for anyone that's been viewing, anyone that's been commenting, anyone that's just silently supporting whatever it is that you have been doing since I started this journey with Living Literature. Thank you. I appreciate you personally, and I know each and every author does as well. So, let me jump into this because I've been waiting all week to talk about this book because I can relate to it so much. It is From Fatherless to Famous by author Keeya Mcswain. Guys, okay, so I've said it before and I'll say it again. The acknowledgement of a book and the introduction of a book is what really gives me the foundation that I need. And I know that's true for many people, but reading the acknowledgments, reading the introduction, and finding out about author Mcswain's sons. See, her oldest son has had a father in his life, but her younger two haven't been so lucky. So, in looking up situations and trying to find different ways to motivate her kids, she found this information. But the thing is, she didn't just keep it to herself, she decided to bless the world with it. You know, it's important that not only when we have the ability to know something, that we encourage others to know that too, because once you push up someone to their level of greatness, they don't forget it, most people, and they reach out their hand to you. So if we can uplift our community, we will all be better people. And on the heel of that, I was reading in here because it's not just a book talking about different people that are in the entertainment world and people that we know that are in the public eye that have gone from being fatherless and not having that fatherly figure in their lives to actually being on a level to where they can touch other people's lives beyond just being in their families. These people that we're talking about in this book are people that we see on a daily basis, that we relate to on a daily basis, and they've been able to make a name for themselves. So, one of the things that before we get into the people that she talked about was the fact that she's doing the single parent life. You know, she's doing it on her own, 3 boys, and I saw yesterday she said she wanted a girl. I don't know about that, but she's doing it on her own, and she's not alone. In here, I'll take it directly from the book. It says, in every state of the union, the portion of families where children have 2 parents has dropped significantly. In 2012, the nation had added 160,000 families with children. The crazy part is, in December 2012, the Washington Times reported that 15 million or 1 in 3 American children live without a father, and nearly 5 million live without a mother. The part in this that makes it a little bit alarming is in 1960, just 11% of American children lived in homes without fathers. Guys, that's huge in terms of a change. And yes, it's 42 years that goes in between the 1960 and 2012, but look at how much of things have changed. And there was a lot going on in 1960. Let's not kid ourselves. But the father was still there. There was no absenteeism in terms of fatherhood. And in many people's eyes, and Vincent DeCaro, the vice president of the National Fatherhood Initiative, says that basically if we deal with the fatherless aspect, with that parental figure not being in the home, that would take care of a lot of things. And I know that author Keeya Mcswain wanted us to know about these statistics, but then she goes on to tell us about people like Kanye West. You know, people like Dr. Ben Carson, which you may not agree with everything that he says, but the man has been able to move forward and give us a part of life and be able to assist in manifesting life, in doing things medically that you shouldn't do. You shouldn't know how to do it, and he does it. You know, she tells us about people like Mary J. Blige, people like Halle Berry. She tells us about people that have been in different situations. I mean, she says Kevin Hart, you know. These people have lost their fathers to drug abuse, to just absenteeism, to death. I mean, when you think about a situation When you think about the inability to have that person to show you what to do and how to live, and in some cases, if you're a male, how to be a man. If you think of that, you don't really know where to turn. From Fatherless to Famous, this book gives you insight on different people's journeys. What has actually been their Achilles heel in terms of not having a father figure. But then it shows you how they prevailed. It tells you of their rise from that situation. You know, when I say rise, I always think of a phoenix rising from the ashes. And that's a big thing, because when you take yourself out of your situation and you think about what you can do to be a better person, to not continue that cycle, to do better than the situation that you come from. When you think of that, and think of the fact that you're actually able to do that. This book is so amazing. Let me tell you, because if a little child, if a young man, a young lady, if an adult even, can pick up this book and hear about the struggles and the situations, I can turn anywhere. LeBron James, Jay-Z, Jill Scott. If a little person, if a person in general can pick up this book and read of the triumph of someone that's going through a similar situation, who knows what that young man, that young woman, that person can do for us? Because imagine a world without some of these people. Imagine a situation without some of these people, whether they're in entertainment or, again, Ben Carson. He's in the medical field. Think about the people that, without them being who they are and without them rising above their situation, what would our world be void of? What would our lives be void of? I can tell you that in the situation of Jay-Z, the situation that he went through and not having that father figure, if he would have just sat down and never picked up a pen and paper, if he would have never expressed his thoughts, if he would have never said, you know what, I'm going to be better than my situation. And though he made mistakes, he found his way out of it. And he found not only a hobby, but a career that could be beneficial to other people. If he would have never done that, would it still look the same for most people that view him as an idol, that view him as their refuge in times? We have to ask ourselves those questions. And if you're a teacher, you work in a library, or you know someone that does, let's see about getting this book out. Let's see about putting it on the shelves, because, again, a young woman, a young man, somebody could read this, and it could be the difference in them sitting on a couch or actually making that couch. It may not seem significant to you at this time, but think about it. Really, really think about it. Because I know that for me, I had a father, but he was taken away, and different situations kept him away. So I hope that one day I can be featured in this book as well, because I see myself going to the top, because there's nothing that in life you can take away from someone that's driven. You can get this book here off of iTunes. You can get it in Amazon. You can check her out on Facebook. You can actually go to her website, from fatherless to famous.com. Guys, you need to pick it up, support it, love it, live it, and move forward knowing that it doesn't matter what your situation is. You can be successful, guys. Look, this is all from me this week. I have to go make sure this house is straightened, but I hope that you guys have a wonderful and phenomenal week. And next week, it'll be the same ooey gooey situation of literature goodness. So, you guys, if nothing else, be you authentically and love yourself. And as always from me, life's listening.